Men's emotions. Well, I have to say, I'm not an expert on men's emotions, but I just thought I'd share a little bit today about what I've learnt over time about men and their emotions. There's been a lot in the media lately about men and getting men to open up more, and it's such a positive thing. You know, a lot of the footballers in the NRL and, you know, different codes are actually coming forward with, you know, they have suffered depression or they've gone through bouts of difficult times in their lives, and you know it's good that people who have these sort of images, I guess, are coming forward and allowing men to open up more and start to talk about their feelings. I feel that men do need to talk more about their feelings. I understand that they do push down their emotions and they do hide a lot of their emotions, and I think that women also have been to blame in that, because we don't want to be with some guy who's crying all the time and is all oversensitive, and we like the bit of the he-man, and it's kind of, we all need to, in society, try and get the balance right and help men to understand their emotions as well. As women, it's very hard for us to understand it because we're emotional beings and we cry at the drop of a hat, basically, because of a lot of hormones and different issues. But I think for men, they've got to be allowed to express themselves, and obviously there are appropriate times, certainly as I've been told by men, at a grand final football game or at some sporting event, or funerals is another one, the birth of a child. There are certain situations that it's acceptable for men to actually cry and release their emotions. I know a lot of men who release them privately, whether that be in the shower or when they're home alone or in different situations, and I think they really need to be encouraged to do that. And I think we need to start teaching our young boys and young men that it's okay to actually cry, you know, and that's respecting that if they want to do it in private, that's fine. Like, you know, I'm sure we all understand that stigma of just crying out, and, you know, society unfortunately doesn't have that acceptance of men being overly emotional. But I think it is a fine line, and it's a balance that we all sort of have to get to a better place with it, and for men to not suppress their emotions. And it can become just so overwhelming. The more they push them down, it can become very painful. And I've talked, you know, in some previous videos about pain and fear, and all these things are interrelated. So I just wanted to say a little bit about men and their emotions, and I think it's a really positive thing that people are starting to open up more and understand that men have emotions too, because they actually do. I've had to find this out over the years too, because as a woman we're so emotional, and you sort of sometimes wonder, do men actually have emotions? But they actually do, and they're actually buried very, very deep down inside. So I think it's a really positive thing that people are talking about it a lot more, and I'd like to see, you know, a lot more men talking about it as well, and just to understand that it's okay for them to be vulnerable and it's okay to be emotional. And yes, I understand that you have to pick your times, but let's start teaching our young boys and our young men that emotions, it's okay to have emotions and to feel emotions, and let's teach them, you know, where they can channel them and when they can release them. Anyway, that's it on men's emotions today, and, you know, let's hope they all start opening up more. And, you know, sadly a lot of teenage boys don't, and I think that's my point of this video, is I just really want to, you know, start educating young ones too. As parents, we need to be starting to do that with our young men. Anyway, bye for now.